Hello there, YouTube. This is the Rogue Gem Player, and coming at you with an updated version of Ninjas. This is a update after a long while. I like the deck. Wish it got more ninjutsu art cards, and some more main deck monsters. Honestly, the deck really kind of needs some extra support. But then again, we do have some stuff we're testing in this deck, so I thought I'd bring you this version of the deck that I've been kind of messing with. So. It's I believe it's 44. It's a large monster. It's a large card lineup, but it's kind of necessary. We're gonna start with 3 copies of Grandmaster Hanzo. You have to play 3 of this. This is your auto. This is the card you need to get to at all times. This gives you ninjutsu arts. This gives you multiple searches of monsters. It does everything. You can summon it multiple times just because it's not a non-once per turn effect. And then we are playing for the other ones. We're playing 3 copies of Tabari as the fact that you can fusion summon on your opponent's turn. Not to mention, it does allow you to get Hanzo out of your hand without using your normal summon, which is actually pretty cool in this deck. There's some certain combos that you can do with just the Sky Ninja and Hanzo that give you so much advantage. So we then play 3 copies of Mitsu, the Insect Ninja. It's an extender when you have a ninja on board or a face down monster, and then it has a protection effect that you can use if you really wanted to. If your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target a face down defense position monster you control, flip it up, and then flip this one down. And then if you use a ninja, you can negate the effect, which is pretty cool. Like, you can just access free negation off of it. We then play a bunch of one-ons. So we're playing 1 Kagura, the Cannon Ninja. She's really good with one summon or flip face up to recur a monster. Allows you to go into other things. It's just a free extender, pretty much. 1 copy of Baku is an extender when you add it from deck to hand by searching it. 1 Green Ninja. This is used for certain combos to flip opponent's monster face down. Not to mention, it is also an extender as well when a monster is special summon on your field. 1 copy of Getsuga the Shogun. I am testing this because there are certain cases where you can use this to, when you're going first, to extend into things like Cross Sheep and things like that. Sets up another board. It also allows you to get multiple searches off of Hanzo. 1 Geo, the Gravity Ninja. As our last ninja, this is a good card to summon on your opponent's turn to flip your opponent's stuff down. Not to mention, when you do flip a monster face up, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. And it's also, its flip down effect is a floodgate trap hole, basically. Now for the secondary engine. This is playing what's known as the Azumina stuff. So we are playing 3 copies of Diabellstar, the Black Witch. She is absolutely integral to get into the Sinful Spoil stuff. Not to mention, she is also a body that can be used for link summoning, which is actually pretty cool because you can discard extras to kind of go in the summoner, and then you go in the Azumina stuff, which gives you free link material, quote unquote, while at the same time still giving you plays. Not to mention that the Azumina stuff gives you access to an Omni Negate, which is pretty important when you're actually trying to go off. So we do play 3 of her. We then play, the only hand trap in this is 3 Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. If you have mulch armies, you can add those, you can swap them out. But this is the most generic hand trap. You should be playing these now in every deck until the mulch armies get reprinted, and then everyone should have access to them. Now for spells, we're playing 3 copies of Deception of the Sinful Spoils. The reason why we're playing 3 of it instead of just less copies because we play the Diabellstar is just because we want to draw it. We want to open with it. We want to use it without having to search it. It gives you the combo itself gives you a free link material with an Omni during the combo, and then if you a free Omni Negate along with a free draw, which is pretty important. So it does give you free advantage for no reason. So we do play 3 of that. We then play the 1 Hollowed Azumina to search off of the Deception. Once you have this, you pretty much don't want to play anything else. We then play 3 copies of Wanted because we are playing the Diabellstar, and not to mention, it is a free draw if you choose to use it. So we then play, for the ninja stuff, we're playing 3 copies of Notebook. If your opponent controls a card, you basically go +1. off of this. And then if this card was set, you can and destroyed, you can target a face-up monster on the field and flip it down. So it kind of can help you with certain things. We then play 1 copy of the Hidden Village of the Ninjutsu Arts. I like this because it's more for protection. You can play Tenchi Taimei for poking and destroying stuff, but not necessarily the greatest. We then play 1 copy of the Iron Digger as our last Ninjutsu Art unique. This card is an auto win button with Boral Sword, so not to mention it is a card that does recur a monster, so this is pretty cool to have. And then the remaining stuff, we're playing the 1 copy of Call by the Grave and the 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army. We have Warriors, we can use it, and then Call by the Grave is Call by the Grave. We then play for traps. We're playing the 1 copy of Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves and the 1 copy of Ninjutsu Art of Duplication. You have to play these. If you want to, you can play another copy of Dancing Leaves, but you can recur them. They're easily searched. Duplication is in here because you do float into other stuff. With the high levels, you can go Dancing Leaves and then tribute into like Geo. Use Geo's effect to flip stuff down, and then use Duplication to tribute him into lots of monsters. You get free link material, fusion material, whatever you need. So these are neat to have. We then play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence as our last hand trap of choice. You should be playing this. And then the last thing is playing 3 copies of Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon. This card is an auto win button because Malice, they have link monsters. They go bye-bye. Ryzeal, you pretty much force them down or they have to lose it. If they make link monsters, they lose it. There's a lot of things, and anything that's untargetable, because anything that's untargetable or unaffected by card effects, because this is the opponent's doing the sending, they're still affected by this card. So this gets auto win games really easily. All right, so that's all that's the main deck. Now for the extra deck. We're going to start with 3 copies of Maizen the Battle Ninja. You will summon 2, even 3, all 3 copies in the same game if you really need to push for damage. Not to mention they're really, really easy to make. He floats a monster on when your opponent does anything. Not to mention your ninjas can attack directly while you control a face-down defense position monster. So you set a monster and then you can just poke for 25 for free. It's just this card really busts the deck open. We then play 3 copies of Yagamaru, the Armored Ninja. You'll notice that we aren't playing Instant Fusion. I really wasn't feeling it, just because it's the only target. Yes, it is another ninja, but at the same point, this can get you. This card is probably the best card in the deck, one of the best cards in the deck, and one of the worst, because if you are going first, you don't want to summon this. You're summoning Battle Ninja. If you're going second, you're using this to out things, which is cool. But then he really doesn't do anything else unless you flip him down and flip him back up. So keep that in mind. But he is pretty cool to have around. We then play for the Azumina stuff. We're playing the 1 of the Ricilo and the 1 Silva. The combo goes through them both because you go into this one to add you add Wanted, and then you return it to the deck to summon Silva afterwards. This becomes link material. This is an Omni Negate, so you have to play it if you're playing the Hollowed Azumina. For links, we're playing the 1 copy of Saizo. You have to play this because this can give you, first of all, a free ninjutsu art if you want to. But also, while it points to things, it also cannot be targeted for attacks. Also, your opponent cannot target with card effects, so it's another card that does something. If you absolutely need it. Not to mention if you need just link arrows, this is pretty cool. We're then playing the 1 copy of Cross Sheet. You will make this every single game. This is the main goal, is to use Cross Sheet to summon back Hanzo to continue your plays. We're then playing 1 IP Masquerena and SP Little Knight, along with Access Code Talker and Boral Sword. Boral Sword is in here because you can actually do 7k damage with his effect if you have a Maizen on the board, because Maizen allows you to attack directly, and Boral Sword likes you to attack twice, so that's actually pretty cool. And then we're playing the 1 copy of Late Armor Ninja because it is a level rank 4 that can attack twice, which can actually win you games in some cases. But you can replace it with any rank 4 you want. like the extra deck is not super tight per se. So, but I've been liking it. Yeah, it does occasionally conflict when you want to do one thing or another, but they don't. But because the decks don't Xenolock, the engines don't, the Osmina stuff doesn't Xenolock you. The Ninja stuff don't have any locks on you, so you can just kind of freely play whatever engines you want. You really have the space for it. So let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.